Attention passionate Cleveland Browns fans. Latest news. Something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run. A power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Cleveland Browns fans. Let's get to the news. So, folks, there's a buzz around the Cleveland Browns right now. And it's not just because of the preseason games or the usual off-season chatter. No, the real excitement is centered around one particular player who's been making waves, rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Yes, you heard right, Shedeur Sanders, the young gunslinger out of Jackson State, is already turning heads in Cleveland. And it's not just hype. His performance in the Browns' latest preseason victory over the Carolina Panthers has everyone talking. A 30-10 win. A solid statement game for a young team trying to find its rhythm. But what really stood out was how Shedeur handled himself on that field. He finished 11 of 18 passing for 103 yards, tossed 2 touchdowns, and finished with a stellar quarterback rating of 113.9. For a rookie making his first appearance in the preseason, that's impressive by any standard. But what makes it even more intriguing is the way his coaching staff, especially head coach Kevin Stefanski, reacted. Stefanski, who's been known for his methodical approach and meticulous game plans, didn't hold back in praising Sanders' performance. During his post-game comments, Stefanski highlighted one of Shedeur's standout traits: his consistency. That's a word you hear quite often when NFL coaches discuss potential franchise quarterbacks. Consistency is what separates good players from great ones. And it's exactly what Stefanski sees in Sanders. According to NFL insider Tony Grossi, it's one of Sanders' strengths. And for good reason. Even in his limited preseason snaps, Shedeur showed that he can operate under pressure, make decisions quickly, and keep his composure. Traits that are incredibly valuable for any quarterback, let alone a rookie trying to carve out his place in this league. Stefanski went on to say that he's pleased with how Shedeur played. And more importantly, how the entire offense operated under his leadership. The Browns aren't rushing into any big decisions about who will be their starting quarterback this season. They're taking their time, focusing on development, and giving their young players the reps they need. But the early signs are promising. Shedeur's performance was a clear indication that he's got the talent, the poise, and the mindset to compete at this level. As the Browns prepare for their next preseason game against the Philadelphia Eagles next Saturday, expectations are quietly rising, because if Shedeur keeps this up, the Browns might have found a hidden gem, a quarterback who can grow into something special, something that could redefine their offense for years to come. Now, speaking of his performance, Shedeur Sanders himself was quite humble yet optimistic in his post-game comments. On the team's behalf, "I think I ran the offense pretty well," he said, showing a level of maturity beyond his years. But he didn't shy away from acknowledging that there's still work to do. "There are some things I could have done better, and different processes where I could speed my feet up," he admitted. That kind of self-awareness is exactly what coaches love to see in a young quarterback. It speaks to his willingness to learn, adapt, and improve, a crucial trait for anyone looking to succeed in the NFL. And if you look at the numbers, Sanders' performance was quite solid. He completed 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards, with 2 touchdowns, both caught by wide receiver Caden Davis. That connection is promising because Davis is a player trying to make his mark. And for Sanders to find him twice in his debut shows a good rapport. He also added 19 rushing yards on 4 carries, demonstrating mobility and the ability to extend plays when needed. What's particularly encouraging is that he finished with 0 turnovers, showing good decision-making and ball security, which are vital for a rookie quarterback trying to earn trust in this league. But it's not just about the numbers. It's about how Sanders looked in the pocket. Against the Panthers, he showed a surprising level of comfort, moving well, staying calm, and executing plays with a relaxed yet focused demeanor. His blend of mobility and poise is exactly what Browns fans have been hoping to see from their next potential franchise quarterback. This preseason debut might only be the beginning, but it's a very promising start. The coaching staff is clearly giving him opportunities to grow, to learn from game situations, and to develop that instinct and confidence that NFL quarterbacks need. Kevin Stefanski's approach to this whole process is strategic. He understands that development isn't linear, and giving Shedeur a variety of reps, like that quarterback sneak late in the game, is all part of preparing him for the real deal. It's about building experience, resilience, and decision-making under different circumstances. The fact that Sanders got a ton of opportunities in this game, and will continue to do so next week, shows how much the Browns believe in his potential. This isn't just about one preseason game. It's about laying the groundwork for the future of Cleveland's offense. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what this means for the Browns' season ahead. The team has been in a bit of a transition phase over the past few years, trying to find stability at quarterback, while also building a roster that can contend in the AFC North. The division itself is incredibly competitive, with teams like the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals all vying for supremacy. But if Shedeur Sanders can develop steadily, show consistency, and continue to impress in these preseason outings, he might just be the spark that elevates Cleveland's offense to a new level. Remember, last season the Browns had flashes of brilliance, but they lacked that consistent spark at the quarterback position. Jacoby Brissett did a decent job, but there was always that question mark about whether they had their long-term solution. This preseason performance by Sanders is a promising sign, but it's only the beginning. The Browns are well aware that they need to be patient with young quarterbacks, especially one making the leap from college to the NFL. However, the early signs are undeniably positive. The coaching staff is clearly excited about his potential, and the players around him are starting to rally behind this new energy. The team's offensive line seems to be holding up well during these early tests, giving Sanders the time he needs to operate, and the receivers are finding ways to get open and make plays downfield. Looking at the bigger picture, the Browns are entering this season with a mix of cautious optimism and high expectations. The defense remains solid. The running game is always a threat with players like Nick Chubb. And now there's this new quarterback, full of promise. The AFC North is arguably one of the toughest divisions in the league, so every game is a battle. But with Sanders showing flashes of talent and leadership, Cleveland fans have reason to believe that this could be the year they finally get over the hump and make a deep playoff run. Of course, it's important to keep things in perspective. Preseason is just that, preseason. The real test will come when the games count, when the pressure is on, and when defenses are more sophisticated. But if Shedeur Sanders continues to develop as he has started, the Browns might have found a quarterback who not only can manage the game but also elevate it. His mobility, decision-making, and calmness under pressure are exactly what you want in a young signal caller trying to establish himself in the league. And let's not forget the importance of the team around him. The Browns have a strong core of players and a coaching staff that emphasizes player development. Stefanski's approach has always been about building a smart, disciplined team that can adapt and grow together. The early signs from Sanders' debut suggest that he's embracing that philosophy. Eager to learn and improve, the support from his teammates and coaches will be crucial in the coming weeks, especially as they face tougher opponents and more intense game situations. So, as we look ahead to next Saturday's game against the Eagles, there's a buzz of anticipation in Cleveland. Fans are eager to see more of Sanders, to witness how he handles different scenarios, and to watch his progress in real time. The potential is there, but it's about consistency, growth, and the ability to handle adversity. If he can keep this trajectory, the Browns might just have a hidden treasure in their rookie quarterback, one who could be the cornerstone of their franchise for years to come. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Shedeur Sanders' debut? Do you believe he has what it takes to be the next great Browns quarterback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest Cleveland Browns news. So stay tuned, keep the passion alive, and let's keep supporting this team through thick and thin. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come for Cleveland and its fans.